Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FB4 Daily. It is Monday, the 2nd of September. This podcast and this video and live video and all that sort of stuff is brought to you by Paddy Power. Paddy Power is a bookmakers, and they have an app. You can get it on your Android devices, you can get it on your Apple devices, you can get it on all your devices. You can get odds on Liverpool. You can get LFC Day Trippers odds on their specials page there. You can get odds on all other football and all other sports beyond that. If you gamble responsibly and use Paddy Power. If you don't, disregard everything I've said. That's the drill. You know how it is. That's how we work. What are we going to do tonight? Well, we're going to talk Bobby Duncan. We're going to talk Ryan Kent. We're going to talk the fact that international football would do your head in. And then we're going to look for people that want to do a quiz with us. We're going to talk about what we're going to do over the international break. We're going to have a bit of fun. And then whatever else comes in randomly is absolutely yours to decide what we do, when we do it, and all that sort of stuff. You know how it works. Let me see what we're going to go with first. Let's go with, we will go with Bobby Duncan. Let's start with Bobby Duncan. Why not? Bobby Duncan, a lot went on with Bobby Duncan last week. There was all sorts of stuff with his agent. There was all sorts of stuff with his mental health and stuff like that. And it kind of spiraled out of control a little bit, didn't it? It went a bit. How do I put it? It got a bit nasty. A lot of people saying, a lot of people, I don't think they blame Bobby Duncan, but they blamed his agent and the way this was carried out and stuff like that. So, it's one of those things where it didn't end well. The way it was done didn't go well. I don't think the player comes out of it looking well. The agent most certainly doesn't come out of it looking well. Liverpool made a comment, reacted to comments that were made in a very professional manner, and have made a tweet tonight or an announcement tonight to say that he has completed a permanent move to Fiorentina, and they wish them all the best in his future career. Liverpool are very dignified in what they've done. North Red is here, says hello, how are you my man? And Kev O'Sullivan says, just watching the window closing, surprised so many players left the league this late. Kev, fill me in, let me know how many players left, who they were, where they're gone. I know Mkhitaryan went to Roma. Of course Bobby Duncan's gone. I think Ryan Kent is going to Rangers. What time does the window close at? Was it 10 o'clock? Is it 11 o'clock? I'm not too sure. I've paid very little attention. North Red said good riddance, he's gone, move on. Kev O'Sullivan, Duncan 2 million plus 20% future fee, fine, next. Yeah, look, it got very messy. It was a difficult situation. It was a difficult situation for people to be involved in. It was one of those where it was always going to end like this. That's what I figured. I thought it was going to end like this. I thought it's very hard, even though the agent I felt was bang out of order. I thought it was going to be very hard for Liverpool and Bobby Duncan to continue the relationship as with him being a footballer at Liverpool Football Club. It just wasn't going to work. North Red says we've made 44 million this window. We've seemed to have cleared out some players that didn't have a future at the club. We got good money. You wouldn't expect any more than anything less than that from Michael Edwards and the gang. But look, it's one of those things where he's left the club. What I think is, and I don't know how you feel about this, but Bobby Duncan has moved to Fiorentina. Okay, he's 18 years of age. Yeah, 17, 18 years of age. He's gone to a different country. He's gone to, different language, different culture. Very, very young. Now, having said that, you would encourage, like I'm from Ireland, and you see a lot of players, the place to be, and you would encourage them to go to different places. Go to Holland, go to France, go to Germany, go to wherever, Belgium, places like this. But for me, if Bobby Duncan is suffering, with mental issues and stuff like that, I just hope he's brought good people away with him. That's the only hope I'd have for him. If he's gone away, have a good team around him, a good network of support around him, in order for him to play football again, enjoy football again, and listen, make a success of a career that I think he may have the ability to do so. Everything else put aside, at the end of the day, this lad had scored a lot of goals at underage level. He was really highly rated, and that, I don't think that changes because of an agent going and doing something that was, in my opinion, was not in the interest of his client. I don't even think this agent is being used as part of this deal. I think it was brokered by a former agent of his. So we'll have to wait and see. Nordred says, I'm sorry, but I think the mental health card was played. I know MH is serious, but I'm sceptical his agent's poison. You'll have to tell me who MH is. You really will. Gazelle, Kent, Kennedy, that he was with Newcastle. Where did he go? He was on loan from Chelsea to Newcastle. Is that him? Lukaku, Sanchez, Lamina, Southampton's Lamina, Mkhitaryan, Defoe. Where did Defoe go? And Akaka from Watford. Let me know where all these players went. A lot of squad players moved on. Yeah, absolutely. Not only for us but for others as well. It's a bit of a strange one. There's a lot of arguments to and for this window closing early and not closing early, and closing at the same time as the rest of Europe and stuff like that. But listen, we'll have to just wait and see what happens with regards to where squad. Lovren, I presume, stayed at Liverpool. I seen somebody went to Getafe. Kev, come on now, Kev. You need to give me a list of them players and where they went to, please. Mental health. I thought that was the initials for somebody that was being serious about the situation. Sorry, Nordred. But look, I'll wish Bobby Duncan all the best in his future career. We know some of the details of what went on. We know what the agent got up to. But at the end of the day, he's still a young lad. He's 18 years of age, trying to make his way in the game. Have a look at the Fiorentina players, says Kev. He's in the same boat. Yes, he may be. He absolutely may be, and that's what makes me think the agent tried to do something money-wise. Liverpool have got £2 million out of it for the player they signed for 200 grand. They've got a 20% sell-on fee. So if he goes for 10 million, we get 2. The kind of way. And if he goes for 10 million, he's making a decent career for himself. So we'll have to see. Kennedy went to Getafe. But you'll need to fill me in. If you're going to be our GM for the evening, you're going to need to tell me a bit more. Falcao to Galatasaray. I forgot Falcao was still a player. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. I forgot Falcao was still a player. It's transfer. No, it's not. The transfer window's over. What are you talking about, Gav? Lamina went to Galatasaray. Galatasaray just went mental by the looks of it. Lamina, he was linked with United earlier on the summer, yeah? I'm going to presume he was a bad influence at Southampton. And yeah, they told him to fuck off. But the transfer windows are done. The first 4 games of the Premier League are done. Liverpool sit top, 4 wins out of 4. We've gone over that in the last couple of days, the reaction to the win, what it means, different things like that. But we're into the international break now. Parts of the year that I absolutely hate, I'm going to be honest with you. I've no interest in international football, mainly because Ireland play a dour sort of game and a sort of approach to things. So it's not one for me. But we're into this international break, so we have Nigel says Mkhitaryan to Roma. Yeah, was that a permanent deal or a loan deal? Nigel, let me know. But we're in the international break, and listen, we're gonna have to fill time here unless something mad happens around Liverpool over the next 2 weeks or whatever it is. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to do live quizzes. I'm going to get some people in from different clubs. I'm trying to get people from United, Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Leicester, because Leicester are my most interesting team of the season for this year. So I'm going to try to get people in there, talk to them about their clubs, what they feel their clubs can do for this season, what their expectations is. Will they hold on to managers and different things like that? I'm going to get them in. We're just going to have a bit of fun for 2 weeks. If any of you people want to come on, I keep telling you and you won't do it. Listen to me. Send me a private message on Twitter to the LFC Day Trippers page. Just send it in. If you have a laptop or a phone and you can talk about football to me for half an hour, listen, I can do it. Anyone can do it. I'm an idiot. And a Skype address. Just send me the private message. I'll get you on. We'll have fun. I'm going to do a quiz. The way it's going to work is somebody wants to come on and do the quiz, I'll take them on. I'll give them 10 questions. They will be quite quick fire because I'm not going to let you use Google and stuff like that. And then we'll see what score you get, and we go through the international break and we get to the end. And whoever wins at the end, I'll give them a free bet or we'll work something out. Yeah, that's how we're going to work. North Red says, break for Manny and Salah. I hear they're going to dinner. The two lads. Listen, we spoke about this in the Fatback 4 last night, and I had a little chat about it on Saturday after the game. But this stuff happens in football, you know, it really does. And I'm sure they went into that dressing room. I'd say Mane got a bit of a slagging like he did off Milner today on social media, and that's it. It's over with. Forget about it. You know, really is. Ryan Kent. Can anybody confirm that Ryan Kent left the club? I seen stuff 6 to 7 million to Rangers. I don't know where Rangers have pulled his money from because he said he couldn't afford 6 or 7 million about 4 weeks ago. But it looks like Ryan Kent is going to Rangers. Is the window closed? Did it close at 10? Or is it 11? Or is it 12? Someone fill me in on that. And can someone fill me in on Ryan Kent? On Ryan Kent, last season, or was it the season before, he played away at Bayern in a pre-season friendly. I think we done Bayern 3-0. It would have been the season before. I think it was Salah's first game or one of his first games. And I thought he looked very impressive. Technically good, quick, good with his feet, an eye for a goal, an eye for a shot. Good, you know. He looked like he had a cross on him. Different things like that. Ryan Kent looked a talent. He went away. Nigel says he went to Rangers for 7 million. Good business for Liverpool. But he went away and he came back then. He was at Rangers and stuff like that. But I heard he was impressive at Rangers. I don't watch a lot of Rangers. You know, he went away, impressive as he may have been. He came back in pre-season and I took one look at him against Tranmere and thought, no, he'll never fit in at Liverpool. Because he seemed to be playing his own game rather than the team one. So, you know, it's one of those where I think it just makes sense at the minute. Ryan Kent needs to go off. He doesn't suit what Liverpool do. He tries to take too much out of the ball. He has a full-back galloping past him there in Larouci at Tranmere, and time after time he refused to release him. And if you watch what Mane does, Firmino does, any of these players, if Robertson's free, he's released. And that's how we play. So, it's one of those where he'll go to Rangers, he'll do well, he'll probably be one of their best players. He's a player they need. You know, they were playing Celtic yesterday and all the talk was over Rangers doing this and Rangers doing that and this, that and the other, and Celtic came out and bossed them. You know, showed their experience, pressed them high and showed that they're a much superior side to them when all's said and done, in my opinion. PSG sign a Cardi on loan with a 70 million option. And the Kent deal could be paid for by the Europa League money. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. 12 AM for Scotland. Kent deal done Rangers, 7.4 million, says Mark Gallagher. Mark, nice to see you on YouTube. Shamal George is off on a half-season loan to Marine. Really? I like to see that. I like to see that. Barry Kerr says he's back. Had to drop the other half to work. Well, I know, you see, you do prioritise your women over this podcast, and I got a bit upset, but I've let it go. Northred says he will do all right up in Scotland. He will. He absolutely will. I think he's probably better standard than Scotland, but we'll have to wait and see. Barry Carr said he got himself some skips while he was out. Oh, prawn cocktail flavoured crisps. Yeah, we always talk crisps on this. We get a bit bogged down on crisps. Northred is straight in with the potato, cheese and onion. Here we go. Is Pedro Chiravella staying, says Guy in Balham 2019. Pedro Chiravella, I seen him playing for the 23s and forgot he was a Liverpool player. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what's going on with him. He's obviously renewed the deal somewhere because he's with us years, you know, the kind of way. So we'll have to wait and see him. I'll have to look up Pedro Chiravella after this. If you're on Periscope, I've seen a few names pop up on the screen here that I haven't noticed before. You're all more than welcome. If you have, you're on Periscope and you like what you're watching, or if you don't, just do it to be nice to me. Humour me. Hit the share button, share it onto your timeline. If you're on YouTube, like Barry and North Red and all these lads that to be on every night, listen, just subscribe, hit the like button, do all that sort of thing. The more people we get in here, the more opinions we get, the more crack we have. For anyone joining us late, I'll just remind you again about all the quiz and the different things we're going to do over the next 2 weeks to pass the time while we wait for the international lads to run around and play, fairly meaningless games. It's harder to not qualify for most of these tournaments than it is to qualify for them. But look, if you have any random stuff, we love random stuff. Random stuff is our favourite stuff. We like football, don't get me wrong. We love Liverpool, we love talking about them, we love doing all that. Somebody says that's a very professional mic. It's Paddy Carr. It is, mate. I was getting complaints, mostly from Phil, saying your sound is off, it sounds like this, it sounds like that. So I just took loads of Phil's money and bought stuff. Guy in Balham 2019 says it's his first time here. He's very happy that we sold Duncan. Agent is bad for him. Good move for Kent. I couldn't agree with you more. Thanks for joining us. First time, I hope it's not the last. I'm happy he's gone. I think it's just, it puts an end to the situation. That's all you want. Best of luck to him. The agent was madness the agent was, and a good move for Kent, absolutely. I think if Kent done really well up there, you could probably see him moving back to a Premier League club in the next year or 2 years. Jan Danda is doing really well at Swansea, says Kev. He could be the next Suso, late developer. Yeah, he's a good player. Well, any time I've seen him play at Liverpool underage, he's a talented player, so we'll have to wait and see there. Is he gone on a permanent deal though, or do we have a buyback? I seem to remember something like that. Let me see. Barry Carr says, and I don't know where he's dropped his missus off, but apparently they've a blocked urinal where he's been, because he asked, what's more annoying than pissing into a blocked urinal? It's fairly annoying. It really is. It's fairly annoying. I don't know. Does anybody have any suggestions as to what's more annoying? I'll tell you what annoys me. Cinema times. I've said this before, probably have said it on podcasts, but cinema times. Like if you're going to cinema and it says 10, it's not fucking 10. It's 10:30. So if you go in and you say 10 o'clock, the movie's an hour and a half, I'll be out by, or even 8, I'll be out by 9:30, I'll get down the local down for a few drinks. You're spot on, but then you go in, it's 8:30, and it just goes on and on and on, and then there's ads and there's all sorts of stuff. So cinema times wreck my head, I'm going to be honest with you. Celebrity alive or dead commentary voice to replace Martin Tyler. Who are you going for? So we're replacing Martin Tyler. Well, I've replaced him already with Mew most of the time, or I just watch American stuff. Urinal has been blocked in work for weeks, says Barry. Barry, I feel like we're helping you through life, and we helped you through a bad drinking phase last week, but it's getting worse. But it's been blocked in work for weeks. Would you not say something to somebody? Would you not point it out? Guy in Balham 2019 says he agrees with me on the cinema times. Listen, you can't disagree with cinema times being absolutely false advertising as far as I'm concerned. What's more annoying? Razor says wearing flip-flops while pissing into a blocked urinal. yeah, there you go, Barry. We're sorted. Just don't wear your flip-flops to work. 8:30 is really late for a movie at this age. What age are you? 8:30? Mate, come on, will you? Like 8:30, it's bleeding 10:30 now when you're still up. Don't be worrying about it. Other than LFC, who do you think will win the Champions League? I think Paris Saint-Germain have a chance, says Guy in Balling. I'm just going to call him Guy instead of reading out his whole name all the time. Who have I picked? It's interesting. I think Liverpool come in the Champions League again without a shadow of a doubt. But I think it all depends how the Premier League goes. I think if Liverpool turn into February, March and have, say, a 6, 7, 8 point lead, I think Man City might call it a day on that and put everything they have into the Champions League. They're a fantastic squad, but I don't think, although being a fantastic squad, I think mentally they find it hard to balance both. And I think that's being borne out over the last couple of years when they've got 100 points in the Premier League and 98 points in the Premier League and being knocked out of a quarter-final and a two quarter-finals, both by British sides in the last 2 years. I think they find it hard to balance them. Voices to replace Martin Tyler. Barry Carr wants Chris Tucker. North Red wants Darth Vader. I will take... I'll have a little think about it. Final is in Istanbul, says Guy. We would all love to win it there. It's in this stadium we played the Super Cup in. So yeah, it looks a fantastic stadium, in fairness. Atletico Madrid could be good to watch this season. There's loads of good teams in it this season. You know, did Neymar go to Barca? I've just copped that. No, Neymar didn't go to Barca. Let me know if Neymar went to Barca. But just the voiceover. It's a good one. A different voice. You'd have to think of it along the lines of who's going to do Gary Neville's head in. While he's absolutely outraged at the fact that Liverpool are a good football team. I'll go with Jamie Webster. Jamie Webster on it, and then he just, plays the odd tune, just sings most of his commentary and stuff, and just bangs away on the guitar. And Neville's going absolutely rasher. Yeah, I'll go with Jamie Webster for the crack. Not Red reckons if City go all the way in the Champions League, we win the league. I have the same feeling. Kev O'Sullivan says Neymar stays. Oh, fucking sick. Love it. Dave's LFC chats. How are you, Dave? Number 7 is coming. Neymar not going to Barca. Could we win both? We could absolutely win both. I think we have the mental, as Klopp would call them, mentality monsters. I think we have got something about us that could go and win both. But I do feel that it could be like a gentleman's agreement that if we're ahead, City might say, do you know what, you go and take that and you make sure you do your job there and we'll go and do it elsewhere. I can't see whether Liverpool or City winning both, but I do feel if Liverpool were to win the league, City could win the Champions League and vice versa. The young lad from Redmen who called Mane the best in the world. Oh, what a show. What's that guy's name? I find him quite entertaining. And he actually talks well about football. I can't think of his name. He's been on the Red Men a few times outside the ground. He called Mane the best player in the world. Yeah, that's a really good show. It's a really good show. Barry's going to mention the urinal to management. That's a really good update for us as well. Barry, we wish you all the best in your endeavours there. Fernandes didn't go anywhere either. I seen something yesterday saying Fernandes said he had agreed to deal to Spurs, but Sporting Lisbon blocked it. I find that a little bit hard to believe. I really do. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me see. I think his name was Fernandes, Abby Hanser's buddy. I don't know what that is. Evening, Gav. Hope you're well, mate. What do you make of Fabinho's performance over the weekend? Really thinking he's starting to impose himself in the team. Was my man of the match against Burnley? Yeah, mine too. I felt he was man of the match. I've looked back. I've watched the game back twice because that's what I do. Usually when I'm on these podcasts, I have it playing on the telly while I'm playing. So if you see me looking away, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of catching something on the telly. If you see me looking down, people are tweeting me and messaging me and stuff like that, to do with the pod. But Fabinho, I seen a comment coming up on. It was Graves having a conversation with, it might have been Jamie Home, about Fabinho and the defensive midfielder stuff. And I can't stress this enough. Fabinho allows Henderson to go out right and cover Trent, which allows Salah to stay further up the pitch and pin himself to a left centre back. And then Fabinho knows where he can put the ball and expose teams. And I can't for the life of me believe that teams aren't seeing this. All these data analysts, all these things are not saying to the left full back, will you just please stay where you are? We'll walk down the right hand side. We need a left hand side solid. It's absolutely mad. But Fabinho for me was excellent. Burnley are going to try out, work you out, muscle you, intimidate you, leave a foot in, and he just revels in that. You know, want to leave feet in, absolutely, yeah, go for it. You want to try bully me, I'll have it all day. You know, he's a fantastic footballer, and a snip for me of 40 odd million, and will go on hopefully in the next 4 or 5 years to become, you know, probably the best defensive midfielder in the world. I just think he's that good. Gray's made the point that maybe his weight of pass can be a little bit better at times. It's probably true. It's not something I've noticed. But I do remember him clipping one for Mane to score against United. He has got a range of passing on him. But listen, he's only starting into his second season. He took time to get going last season, but let's be honest, a fantastic footballer. Let me see. Guy says, do I expect the assistant, Pep Linders, to take over from Klopp in 2023? I think his deal is 2022, but I don't know. At the moment, I wouldn't have Gerrard anywhere near it. I really wouldn't. He's in. I've said this before. I'll go over it again. He's in Scotland. He's doing okay, but he should. Par is second place. Anything above that is a good return. Although you've only one team to beat up there. I feel if Gerrard is looking at it, he probably needs to leave Rangers at the end of this season, and he probably needs to come to. I would like to see him go to not the Premier League. I'd like to see him go to somewhere like Spain, France, or Germany, where he has to learn a different kind of culture of football again. Germany being a really good one, where a lot of teams play like Klopp's Liverpool play. Learn over there, learn different ways of playing, different culture, different types of players and stuff like that. You know, because he's managing players up in Scotland that are of a certain level. He needs to go to the next level and then maybe be into Liverpool job. But right now, no, Steven Gerrard, absolutely not. Pep Linders, I'm not too sure. But if Klopp does go in 2022, I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him be part of the discussion around who would, replace him. Grizz is saying go asleep. No, you're all right, Grizz. I'll stay where I am. But what team do you expect against the fake Wimbledon in the cup? I think we go quite strong. I think Kelleher might get a running goal. You will see the likes of Gomez. You will, but you have midfielders there, likes of Milner. It would not be Kate to be back. We don't know. We'll have to look at that close to the time. But I think we'll be quite strong in that. I think we'll be quite strong. I'd be surprised if Linders isn't snapped up by a big continental side before 2022. Maybe Ajax as Kev O'Sullivan. Fair point. He has gone away once and it hasn't worked for him, and he's come back. You never know what's being said. He's probably being told, listen, you're in line. Klopp would have discussions over this if this is what's going to happen. Robbo's been great since we had him. Expect Adam Lewis or Larouci to be back up in the cup. Yeah, it's a good shout. I'd like to see Larouci. I do rate Adam Lewis, but I'd like to see Larouci simply because he was very good in pre-season, and the assault that happened to him against Sevilla, he came back really, really well from it and strongly from it. I'd like to see him get a run, absolutely. Biggest jump you can do between buildings. That's her kind of trademark question. But this time you're on the back of an animal, I think Barry Carr says. A horse with a good run up, 12 metres. 12 metres. Barry Carr said Linders had a bad time at Groningen. Didn't work for him. Came back, found a position at Liverpool. It looks like he has a fair bit of influence there. But look, that's, as I've said, I wouldn't be going mad on the Klopp discussions until probably January 2020 when it's 18 months left and there's stuff like that happening. So before I go, I'll remind you all, because I have your attention. The international break, I'm not a fan of it. Football kind of shuts down while the international lads do their thing. So I'm looking for people to come on the show and do a quiz with me. I'll probably do it every second night or something. Come on, I'll give you 10 questions. There will be a leaderboard. We'll do it. We'll probably keep it going beyond the international break. But what we'll do is we'll keep it going for the international break. We'll have a little tournament. We might bring one person on a night, and just keep them on. Let them be a guest on the show. Talk, answer these mad questions that you come up with, and you come on. All you need is a Skype address and be able to stick earphones into a phone or a phone or a laptop or anything like that, so you can speak to me over Skype and your sound will go out. I'll make sure all that happens. If you want to do it, don't stick it in here on the chat room or anything like that. If you're watching this or you're listening to the download, all you do, go to @LFC Day Trippers, hit the message button, send us a message just with your name and your Skype username, and we'll get back to you. Try fit you in. It is a Liverpool quiz. It will be a 10 questions on Liverpool, ranging from, it could be, this person made their debut, who was it against, stuff down like that. Molly says stick my name down for the quiz. Molly, you're forced in to say you do it. I will have you on tomorrow. You can start tomorrow, Molly. You can be on tomorrow and be on the quiz. So Molly's in. There you go, Molly. I'll let you be the person that says they be in on the show. But look, if you want to do it, just LFC Day Trippers on Twitter. Send us a message with your Skype details, and you just come on, be a guest on the show, talk to me. We'll do your quiz with you. You can answer all these questions, and that's how it works. We'll do it over the international break. The winner will get I'll try to organise a free bet from Paddy Power from you or something like that, or I'll go out and find something for you. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get fans of other clubs on over the next 2 weeks, chat to them about their clubs, expectations, different things like that. Barry Carr says he's in. Barry, please just go onto Twitter and send me your Skype details. I'll keep them all in the one file in Twitter, and I'll know who I have, alright? But I have Molly in. Molly says too late. I don't know what Molly's up to now. Molly's lost the plot. Molly, if you want to be on tomorrow night, you can absolutely be on tomorrow night. If you don't want to be, because it's too late for you and you have to be in bed and you have a big cup of Complan or something like that, that's absolutely fine. But look, that's been us. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily. 32 minutes. That wasn't bad. No, it wasn't bad. We'll be back tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Barry, best of luck with the urinal. Guy, great to have you on for the first time. Nord Red says good night. Absolutely good night. We'll talk to you soon. Over and out.